Howdy folks, I want to make one last video with the Abu Garcia Mass Beat. This is not the regular beat, this is the Mass Beat version 3. Available at quite a few places, I have to say, if you're interested. I think the easiest way to buy it is Amazon Japan. I caught a lot of fish with this rod today in 2 videos that you should have seen already. We caught some crappie, we caught some bass, we caught some big drum, we caught a channel catfish, a few bluegill, we caught everything. But we caught all of it with kind of big jigs, big lures. The one thing that I didn't do enough is kind of do zip, 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 finesse twitching for some bluegill and for some small fish. To tell you what I think about using the rod for small fish. So now I feel a little uncomfortable because the gentleman sent me 2 of these rods, and I have to tell you, overall I cannot recommend these rods. There is nothing really wrong with them. Like this particular rod here, the 6'3" ultralight, there is nothing wrong with this rod if you could buy it from Bass Pro Shops for $80. It would not be amazing purchase, it would not be amazing deal or anything, but it would be about at par with you're gonna get what you're paying. So it's really not bad. The reason I cannot recommend this rod is because if you're from United States or some other country and you want to buy it, you have to go buy it all the way from Japan, pay $25 shipping or whatever, $15 shipping. Dollar went up like skyrocketed ever since Trump won the elections. Anyway, let's get back to this rod. There is nothing really bad that I can say about this rod. About this specific model, the 6'3" ultralight. It has a very gorgeous bend curve. It is a pleasure to fight fish with this rod. Now on the cast, the recovery is a little bit slow. It feels like a glass rod during fighting, during casting. It just feels like a glass rod. If you cast with 100%, like if you fish from the bank and you cast with 100% power and you're compressing the blank, if you compress the blank on the cast, after the cast it will shake a few times. It will leave some aftertaste. I can feel it. It shakes more than my Japanese rods and maybe more than my cheap American rods. Probably shakes just as much as the Daiwa Presso, the $60 Daiwa Presso. To give you an idea, but if you cast gently with 70-80% power, it's not gonna bother you, it's fine. The guides are exactly what you would expect from a $80 rod. They're exactly steel frame. I think these are Alconite ceramics inside, but I don't know, they're very thin. If they're Alconite, they're not the cheapest Alconite. They're good guides. As far as cheap guides go, these are good ones. Let me put it that way. If these are sick, then they're too fat for sick. I don't think these are sick. Anyway, this is exactly the type of guides you would expect from such a rod. The handle is nothing special. I wish there was one more piece here to rest my thumb. But nothing out of Japan has thumb support. Victor, you gotta hold your index finger like this for sensitivity. That's ridiculous. That's not weather sensitivity. Don't move like this. You look ridiculous holding like this. What are you holding, a pen? That's not where sensitivity comes from. Anyway, story for another video. It's a decent rod. It's not very heavy. It's not very light either. For $80, honestly, if you bought it from Bass Pro Shops, you could do a lot worse than this. It's really not a bad purchase for $80. But again, if I recommend it, you guys have to go buy it from Japan. And I cannot find any reason to suggest to somebody to go and buy this rod all the way from Japan. There's nothing outstanding. There's nothing wrong, but there's also nothing outstanding. It's not light, it's not sensitive, it feels glassy. The recovery is slow, not that beautiful. Good, decent rod that I have to say you can do both twitching and swim bait fishing with this rod. You can do both. It's a good universal rod. And if you can get it from your buddy for $30-40, I would, and you're on a budget, I would actually, this is the one scenario where I would say go get it from him. For $30-40, it's better than what you would do in Bass Pro Shops. I will say I would rather fish this than the $20 Shakespeare Microlight. It is a little bit more finessey than the $20 Shakespeare Microlight. Although the Shakespeare Microlight might have faster recovery than this, just because it's a little bit thicker. But this is my opinion for this rod. Oh, one last thing. The gentleman sent me two rods. This is the 6'3" ultralight. He also sent me the extra ultralight. The extra ultralight, you know folks, I like soft rods and I don't mind a little bit of wobble if it will increase my joy when fighting the fish. I don't mind a soft rod and I don't mind a wobbly rod. And I've told you sometimes for the $60 Presso rods, I recommend starting from the 6'6" models and ending at 8'0". Don't buy the 6'0" because it's a little unstable, wobbles a little bit too much than I can take. I can still fish with it, but it's a little bit too much. And the 9'0" is not an ultralight. It's too stiff and ugly and heavy. This is not an ultralight. Well, that extra ultralight version of this one, it was 5'3" or something extra ultralight. That thing was so wobbly, folks. It was worse than the 6'0" Presso if you have tried that. And I've said the only model that you can twitch with is the 6'6". Even that's a little unstable. If you are going to buy this rod, stick with the ultralight models. And if anything, maybe the light model will have a little faster recovery, the light power model, just because the blank will be a little bit thicker. It's not gonna wobble this much. Even this one wobbles a bit more than, I think an $85 Japanese rod should wobble a little less, to tell you the truth. But okay, I don't mind this. I can fish. I did fish with this rod all day today, and I enjoyed fishing with this rod. But yeah, I enjoyed fishing with this rod. I'm enjoying fishing with it right now. But it's designed supposedly by Abu Garcia in Japan. I'm a little surprised that they allow that much wobble. And I really am surprised by how did they release that extra ultralight model. Did anybody test it at all? Or they just grabbed one thinner blank and they just made a rod with it without anybody testing? How did they release that on the market? The extra ultralight is just unfishable. I mean, you shake it and you go to work, and when you come back from work it will still be shaking and it'll never recover. So the extra ultralight is disappointing, but this model, for if you get it from your buddy for 30, 40, even 50 bucks, this model is very enjoyable because of the deep, that's the one saving grace, because of the deep bend. Has very, very nice taper. It does start to bend from the tip, but if you pull a little bit more, bends very deep. Yeah, that's what I like most about this rod, is the modern taper, very deep taper. By the way, this is the purple winter color. That's what I'm calling it, and I'm sticking with it. Told you guys, this is not a bad color when you have some clear water in the winter. Look at this. I don't even know if I'm gonna cut this video. This is uncut video. I'll probably cut the politics out of it because that's a little bit too much. I'm gonna get a lot of thumbs down for the politics, and maybe if you subscribe, people will unsubscribe, but other than that, fish on every cast. This is the 1.5 number 8. This is the bigger hook, and we are still catching baby bluegill here. But yeah, this is everything I have to say about this rod. Nothing wrong with it, and also nothing to write home about. And if you are willing to sponsor an iFish review, there is reels that I want to review, there is rods that I want to review, email me and we'll find something. But thank you for watching this one. Let's take one last screenshot. I don't know what kind of screenshot to take. Yeah, one last screenshot. All right, thank you. Packing these back and shipping them out Monday. Bye bye guys.